Welcome to Get Your FRQ On. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create scatter plots and line plots for data. So let's say you've got some data and you want to visualize it. I have some data already collected. I'm going to go to Stat, Edit, and I've got two lists, an L1 and an L2. I'm going to need those because some of the plots I'm going to show you require an X list and a Y list, and some of them do not. So L1 is my X list. This is basically going to correspond to the different X coordinates in the graph, and then L2 is the actual data points. All right, so I'm going to exit out of here, and then to get to your stat plots, you're going to go to Second, and then Y equals. In blue above that it says stat plot. That's what we're going to go for. So second, Y equals, and notice I have 5 different commands. I have 3 different stat plots that I can use, plot 1, plot 2, or plot 3. It does tell me underneath what kind I have set. This is a scatter plot. X list is L1, Y list is L2, and it's going to be marked with a little plus on the graph. Likewise under here, but those are all off. Or I can turn all my plots off, or I can turn all my plots on. So I'm going to go to plot 1, and for this one, I'm just going to show you a basic scatter plot, and then after that, I'll show you a line plot. So my X list is L1, my Y list is L2. If these are not what you want them to be, you can just reset them by hitting Second, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 would calculate or would correspond to the 6 different lists in your stat editor. Or if you have another list that you've created yourself and it has a different name, you can also use that one. You can change the mark to a box, a plus, a thick dot, or a skinny dot. And then, like most of these, you can change the color. I'm not going to worry about color. Right now, I'm just going to show a basic scatter plot. And make sure your window is set. My X values go between 1 and 8. We're going to go -2 to 10 just so we can see them all. Scale of 1. None of the Y values are very big. It goes from 1 is the smallest, 9 is the biggest. So once I have that set, I'm just going to hit graph, and notice I have a scatter plot of all that data. Right? But this is a scatter plot. Notice it's just the marks on the graph. A different way to get something very similar to a scatter plot is if you go to Second Stat Plot, and then down here where you get to choose your graph, if you go to the next one over, that's going to be a scatter plot, only it's going to draw the lines in between consecutive points in that. So if I switch to this one, notice it's basically exactly the same graph, only now it shows me the different lines in between them. So those are 2 different ways to get a scatter plot. You can either just get a scatter plot with just the points, or if you want the lines to show up in between the points, you can use a line plot for that. Either way, the graphs look pretty similar. So you can use that to do a visual analysis of some data that you need to analyze.